Thank you for listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast, where we talk the latest news, rumors, and games of the NFL and college football, from the latest signings to this year's breakout star and all of the news in between. As always, I'm Alex.
And I'm Jeremiah.
And we are back here with an all-new episode of our podcast.
Yeah, so what's good, man? I just gotta, before we start the show, I gotta say, have you heard about this Darren McFadden news that came out the last couple of days?
I did hear about this news.
What you thought about this, dude? Like, apparently, I guess he had surgery on his right elbow on Tuesday.
Okay.
But did you know how he got that injury?
I do, but why don't you enlighten everybody else why?
Apparently, on Memorial Day weekend, he fell on his, apparently he broke his elbow while he was trying to save his phone, his cell phone, a phone that he can probably buy. He could probably get another one.
He could probably get 6 of those.
Exactly. So I'm like, a question I got to ask for McFadden is, was it worth it, Darren McFadden?
No.
Was it worth it?
I'm not Darren McFadden, but no. It was not worth it.
That's I just got to point this out. It was just that, I don't know. It's just like, it's such the odd, to me, it's probably one of the oddest injury news since like probably last summer with Jason Pierre-Paul, but I don't want to get into that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely got the money to replace it.
Yeah.
As his running backs coach said, he has that pre-rookie salary cap.
That pre-CBA
money. That pre-CBA money. He can afford a new phone. I don't think that was the smartest move by him. Now, you and I, yes.
Yeah.
We would try to stop our phones from falling on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Except for when I drop my phone, I stare at it like while it falls because I'm so...
Oh, yeah. You'd be like, you stare at it for like... No.
Yeah, in my head, I'm just like no.
You'd be like looking at it like RIP to the phone.
No, like I look at it and it's like always face down. And I go to grab it. I'm like, don't be cracked, please. Don't be cracked. And I flip it over.
I have an OtterBox.
All right, we're good. I have cracks.
I have an OtterBox. So
I have 1, 2, 3 cracks on my phone. Not bad ones, but.
Actually, to point out, I was actually in a car accident in November, and I had this phone.
Didn't mess it up at all?
It did nothing to it. The OtterBox is like, it saved it.
You're good too, I hope.
Oh, I'm good too. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, don't worry.
Phone's important.
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm good. I'm just saying, like, I wanted to point that out. That the OtterBox. If I didn't have the OtterBox in that time,
we would have thrown it around, huh?
Oh, it was thrown around, but actually, but I don't want to get into that story right now. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, the phone's good.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that the phone's good.
Yeah, it's a
funny story.
I don't know about. Oh yeah,
that's an interesting story. Not funny that he got hurt.
Well, I was just saying, it kind of pretty much sums up like the kind of career Darren McFadden has had. He's been kind of
paper thin,
fragile,
yeah,
fragile.
Yeah, he gets hurt a lot, man.
Yeah, but
hopefully
he did have a good year last year.
Well, I mean, I feel like I could have had a good year running behind that offensive line.
You really? Okay.
That's the best offensive line in football, man. That thing.
I know.
They are a bruiser of an offensive line. They're maulers.
But but I think it's kind of unfortunate for him because he was in a competition, with the Cowboys selecting Ezekiel Elliott.
I mean, Ezekiel Elliott was gonna be the guy eventually, but now it's just like he's gonna have it pretty much.
And don't forget they have Alfred Morris too, but
everybody forgets Alfred Morris.
Okay, but anyway, man, let's start the show.
Yeah, staying in the NFC East there with the Eagles, Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox signed a 6-year. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, a couple of episodes ago on the podcast. Fletcher Cox signed a 6-year, $103 million extension, which includes how much guaranteed money, Jeremiah?
$63 million guaranteed.
And what does that make him?
That makes him the richest defensive player.
It makes it pretty much
that's not a quarterback.
Yeah, it's the most guaranteed money to any position player that's not a quarterback.
Exactly.
That is an insane.
It is very insane.
Extension.
Not only
that is huge.
That's insane for the Eagles because after that deal, on their roster, they have over $280 million of guaranteed money of eight players on that team.
Yeah, not to mention Sam Bradford.
Two quarterbacks, Sam Bradford and Carson Wentz. So we're not going to go there, but still, yeah, that they're on ahead of every team.
Yeah,
guaranteed money. So. But yeah, man, Fletcher Cox, he got paid.
He did, and now what? Now you and I were talking about this before the show. What do you think this means for a Von Miller deal?
Oh, it's definitely going to influence.
It's gonna influence in a sense.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you always look at the market with defensive players, even with the opposition. I mean, besides like linebackers and corners, you would say, but defensive linemen for the most part, linebackers, they kind of look at them similarly. He's going to say, I believe I should be paid as the number one defensive player in the league. And that's going to be interesting to see what goes on because is Elway even going to give him that money? So it's going to be really interesting to see how that goes.
Not only that, it's going to be interesting to see how other defensive players in the league, Muhammad Wilkerson's looking for a new deal.
Mm-hmm. And we'll get into some more candidates in a second here about players who are looking for new deals and such. But staying with the Broncos and a fellow linebacker with the Broncos, actually, Brandon Marshall, couldn't get a deal done with Von Miller. They say, you know what, we'll deal with your buddy then. Gave Brandon Marshall a 4-year extension worth $32 million, $20 million in guarantees, and then $10 million signing bonus. So pretty penny there for him.
That was just that was just this morning, right?
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday. Oh, okay.
That was a day ago. That was I want to say yesterday was the 14th. Yes. Mm-hmm. So they did that deal yesterday. Brandon Marshall's been pretty good linebacker for them. They pretty much let their other linebackers go, knowing that they had guys in house that could do the work.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good deal for them. It's going to spread the money out a bit for him. Like I said, he's got $10 million in a signing bonus. He's got $20 million in guarantees, so that's pretty good. Excuse me. But the question to you is, you mentioned Muhammad Wilkerson. You have some players that are looking for deals coming up here. You have some names for me. I have some names for you, and we'll see if we have some similar names.
All right. What's the names?
Well, I have Tyrann Mathieu.
Okay, yeah, we talked about him.
Tyrann Mathieu, of course, we talked about a couple episodes ago, looking for that new deal. Coming off another injury, it's going to be interesting to see the kind of money he gets, but the Cardinals have said he's very much worth it. Next, I would say I have Andrew Luck. Currently working on a contract with Andrew Luck.
It's supposed to be a blockbuster deal.
It's supposed to be a huge deal, probably going to put him past Fletcher Cox in terms of money, maybe even guaranteed. There was a rumor a couple weeks ago that the general manager wanted to his name escapes me for a second, but not Polian. The owner, whatever his name is, I forget.
For what team?
The Colts owner, Jim Irsay.
Yeah.
Jim Irsay wanted to give him a lifetime contract or whatever.
A lifetime contract?
Yeah, he wanted to give him
even do that?
He wanted to give him he wanted to give him 10 years.
Wow.
You're allowed to do it, it's just no one will ever do it. You see that in hockey, 13-year contracts and stuff.
Baseball, there's 10-year contract as well.
Yeah. Giancarlo Stanton signed the 13-year.
Yeah, 13-year.
$315 million.
Yeah, for the Miami Marlins. Yeah.
Insane money. Yeah. But he's looking to get paid, and apparently rightfully so. You have a guy like Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, another Bronco.
Another Bronco. That's the tricky thing is after winning the Super Bowl, you have plenty of guys that need to get paid in that sense. They have Vaughn, and they got taken care of with Brandon Marshall. They have Emmanuel Sanders, who's looking for a new deal. And we've seen before, the Broncos will let players walk rather than overpay for them. We've seen it. So they'll definitely, at least they should pay Emmanuel Sanders, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think he'll get a pretty nice contract as well, whether it's an extension or an all-new contract when he becomes a free agent if they wait that long. And then we have on my list Darius Slay, cornerback for the Lions, who came out this week and says he wants to get paid as a top 7 corner in the league. That's a random number to say.
Top 7?
Well, maybe he doesn't.
Top 10, top
maybe
5,
he doesn't
really?
consider himself to be top 10, but he thinks he's better than 8, 9, and 10.
That's what weird.
I'm sorry. He thinks
I'm a top 7.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe he doesn't think he's as good as top 5, but he is no 8, 9, 10.
I'm a 7, but I ain't no 8, 9, or 10.
I could be a 6 or a 7, but and then I have Malcolm Butler, who we talked about a few shows ago, who is looking for a new deal. He's making rookie money. Tyrod Taylor, quarterback for the Bills.
Yeah, people forget about him.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
And I was looking through and I was like,
I actually just forgot about him until he just dropped his name right now.
Well, I don't forget about the player. I forget about his contract talk.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant.
No, he wants a new contract, and the Bills have been pretty, up front with they saying that they don't want to give him a new contract right now. Pretty out forward with it. And then I have Le'Veon Bell, who, when healthy, is arguably the best dual threat running back in the NFL, and he's still making his rookie contract as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. The Steelers, of course, have Antonio Brown they need to pay, and all-pro guard David DeCastro as well, who is currently just about to play his 5th-year option out, I think. I'd have to look into it. But, and then Steelers always struggle with cap space, that. So it'd be interesting to see for all those players. I know you have some players for me.
Well, yeah, I only have defensive players. I didn't take account of any offensive players.
That's okay. Real quick, we're going to take a real quick break here.
Oh, you're going to Ryan Seacrest me, man?
I'm going to Ryan Seacrest you because you're going to come back.
Can't do it to the people, man.
I'm going to Ryan Seacrest the people.
Okay.
They're going to hear some great ads from us.
All right.
And then you can tell us about your defensive players, okay?
Okay.
We'll be right back here at the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. Don't go anywhere. Jeremiah's list coming right at you after the break.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be, visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
All right, Jeremiah. Now we're back. Now, are you ready? Are you ready to give him this list?
I am ready, dude. I had it. I was born ready.
All right. Well,
right.
I'm hoping you don't let me down.
I hope you don't Ryan Seacrest me again.
And with that news, we're gonna be taking. I'm just kidding.
Okay, but yeah, I have probably originally it was 3 names, but one of these players got a deal earlier today that in this holdout. I will get more into that in a second. But yeah, 2 players that will have an effect on possibly. I have Muhammad Wilkerson, who I mentioned a little bit ago earlier in the show, with the New York Jets. He wants a new deal, and he's making, I believe, $15.7 million as a franchise tag player.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Kaiwan Short. Kaiwan Short. That's a weird name.
I mean,
Yeah, for the Carolina Panthers. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think those are 2 players.
Mr. Super Bowl interception.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning threw it right to him.
But yeah, those are 2 players I think are going to pretty much have an impact of the Cox deal, And, of course, Von Miller, who we can go on and on.
Yeah, just listen to 2 episodes ago.
Exactly. So if you want to listen to us talk about Von Miller, just listen to that episode.
And I'm sure we'll get back into it as more news comes out.
I'm pretty sure it'll come back sometime there in the summer. But yeah, those are 2 names that I have. But I also want to drop something else. Okay, Fletcher Cox. He is going to make $17.2 million on average of this year. And this puts him ahead of Oliver Vernon of the New York Giants.
Olivier. That's a weird name. Yeah, it's Olivier. That's a unique name, right?
Wow.
You think it's Oliver, but it's Olivier. It's weird, right?
I actually like that. Olivier Vernon.
Man, it's cool, right?
It's classy.
It is classy.
I'm sorry. Makes me want to put my pinky up.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay. All right, and then Houston Texans J.J. Watt, he's making $16.6 million a year. It puts him ahead of Muhammad Wilkerson, who I just laid out his terms earlier, and Marcel Darius from the Buffalo Bills, $15.85 million a year.
Okay. And
so pretty much only Ndamukong Suh is the only player that makes more average Fletcher Cox.
You know what's
at
funny?
$19.1 million. Remember, that was a deal that he signed as an unrestricted free agent a couple years ago.
You know what's funny to me?
For the Miami Dolphins.
True. You know what's funny to me is I don't mean this in a bad way. You struggle with the players' names sometimes, but you have never once struggled to say Ndamukong Suh.
Well, I heard it before.
True.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm just
letting you know.
Well, I don't know. Well, it's because I read it. I read the players' names to say how it is.
I got you.
And not only that, I remember you saying you were making fun of me for
not making fun.
No, you're making fun of me the other show for saying nostalgia. I almost said
nostalgia.
It's nostalgia. All right, but yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. But yeah,
was the end of your list?
Yeah, I only have 2 names.
I'm gonna say if you didn't have that Fletcher Cox kind of like epic little news there at the end.
Yeah.
I'll just say you disappointed me with that list, with all that Ryan Seacrest buildup.
Oh, I know.
But you saved it with the Fletcher Cox news there.
Oh, did I? Oh,
you saved yourself.
You're welcome, bro.
I'm not. Okay. Well, moving on to something we reported. It was either the last episode or the episode before that, with Breshad Perriman, the second year, in a sense, rookie in a way, because he missed his entire rookie year. Receiver for the Ravens had injured his knee. It looked like he was going to miss the season again. Good news is arthroscopic knee surgery revealed no arthroscopic knee surgery yesterday.
Orthoscopic?
Yeah, orthoscopic. Okay. I'm not struggling to say it. I'm trying to remember if it was yesterday or Monday.
Oh no, we talked about it, or that won't,
no, it was
when it happened.
It was Tuesday. His
Tuesday,
surgery, yeah. So arthroscopic knee surgery on Tuesday. Yesterday revealed no significant damage to his ACL, which is good news. John Harbaugh saying he should be back at some point in time for training camp and definitely for the regular season. What do you think about that?
Oh, dude, I like.
What do you think about that?
What I think about, I like it. We talked about in the last episode about this guy. He's been unfortunate to start his career with injuries, but yeah, man, I'm actually really excited because I actually do want to see him play. On an NFL game.
Yeah,
and I don't think he's been in action in an NFL game.
No, he hasn't.
Exactly.
He has not.
So I'm really excited to see how he can prove himself along with Mike Wallace. In that Ravens receiving corps. So
interesting to see Mike Wallace, obviously being a Steeler fan in my life. I'm very familiar with Mike Wallace and watching him go to the Dolphins. He didn't do horribly there with the Dolphins, but he never really. His thing was speed, obviously.
Yeah.
And he had issues with concentrating on the ball to hand kind of and catching at times. And then he went to the Vikings, and he really didn't do much at all with the Vikings after the Dolphins traded him for a 6th round pick too.
He didn't do much with Minnesota.
Yeah, when he became a free agent, he wanted top money. Yeah. And I said this as a fan of the guy, that I said, man, I honestly want to say that you're a product of a really good quarterback, not necessarily Ben had the crazy arm. You're gonna reach somebody that runs that fast. And I thought he, showed a lot of, poise as a receiver, but I thought if he went to a situation where he didn't have that kind of offense to thrive, he wasn't going to play great. And we saw, with the Dolphins, and Tannehill was still learning, didn't use him quite the right way, and then obviously Bridgewater and the Vikings, he didn't do much at all. Now you take him to a team with
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco's got a crazy strong arm also.
So I think it's a better fit.
Much better fit.
Yeah.
We saw what he did with Torrey Smith a few years ago. So, Steve Smith's still not fully back yet. The timetable is not really definite when his return is. All the problems with their tight ends, you got a decent core coming back, though.
Yeah, and not only that, you got Kamar Aiken, who was the only receiver on the team to catch more than 75 passes last year. So there's some pretty solid depth there.
Yeah, so with the addition, well, not necessarily solid depth, but good depth. And with the addition of Breshad being able to play this year, that's a real plus for them.
Not only that, Breshad is also a speed guy too. So
yeah, Breshad is a faster guy. Yeah. That is very true.
This is a guy he ran like 2 sub 4.3 40s at his pro day. So yeah, he can run and get it. So
yeah, no, he's a fast guy. I mean, and it's funny. He's faster than I think he's the fastest of any of the wide receivers at this combine. Apparently, it was a slow class of receivers. Yeah. Excuse me, but it's definitely. A plus for the Ravens.
Some pretty good size too for that speed. So
yeah, I believe.
I'm really excited.
I forget exactly how tall. I don't recall exactly how tall he is. I want to say he's 6'2" or 6'3", something along those lines. I would say.
Yeah.
But he, wasn't super familiar with him out of college.
Yeah, he went. He had a couple. I think he had a game-winning touchdown when he was at Central Florida. It was a 51-yard touchdown. I forgot what team he played against, but yeah, that was probably one of his defining moments in college.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, he was pretty exciting in college too, because like I said, he was a speed guy. He always got after the ball. I'm not sure if he played with Bortles.
I think he did because he was there 2012, 2014.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, when you have Bortles, he also has a good arm too.
Oh, Bortles has a killer arm.
Yeah, so yeah, if you put him in that. So he fits this offense really well, especially with the quarterback.
And he's 6'3", 209.
Yeah, see, so that's pretty good size for a speed guy.
Mm-hmm.
For a speed guy, that's pretty good.
For somebody with that amount of speed, yeah. But I'm glad to see him healthy.
Yeah, I am too.
We're going to take one last quick break here, and we have a little bit of fun information for you guys. A little bit of weird, fun information.
Remember, this is the news that we hyped up last episode.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Okay.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
I hyped it up.
He hyped it up.
I hyped it up.
So this is the news you guys have been waiting for since that episode on Monday. So we'll be right back.
You completely forgot that we hyped it up, huh?
I forgot I did that.
Okay.
That was good. I forgot that.
Okay.
So we'll be right back, and Jeremiah's going to drop this bombshell on you. Hopefully it's better than that list. We'll be right back.
Oh.
Are you looking for help for your fantasy football team? Check out the GSMC Fantasy Football Podcast. Get today's best advice on who to start, who to sit, even who you should draft. From sleeper picks to red-hot lineups, they got it all covered for you. That's gsmcpodcast.com/fantasy-football-podcast. We'll cover traditional leagues, dynasty, PPR, even IDP leagues. When you need fantasy help, there's just one show to hit up. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit gsmcpodcast.com for more info.
Welcome back to the Golden State Media Contest Football Podcast. And for our last bit of news, remember this is the hyped up news I didn't drop. I'm about to drop this bombshell. And
I'm about to drop a bomb on you guys.
Yeah,
about to blow some minds.
Okay, but I'm not sure if none of you guys heard about this story. Well, you're in luck because I'm about to tell you right now. Okay.
About to peel some muffin caps back.
All right,
there.
well, apparently an NBA player is trying to make his way to the NFL, and it's not who you think it is. Nuh-uh. It is
not even close.
It's not even close. No. Don't worry.
Unless you know this story already.
Unless yeah, okay.
Then it's super close.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, former NBA player Nate Robinson had a tryout Monday with the Seattle Seahawks. I think he tried as a cornerback?
Yes.
Yeah, so, yeah, man, what'd you think about that?
Isn't he like 5'8"?
5'9", actually. 5'9".
That's a little small for a cornerback.
Yeah.
I always remember him just looking like a little boy.
Yeah, I don't know how much he weighs, but it's not really that much.
180 pounds.
180. So, technically, he's 5'9", and he's 180.
And he's 32 years old.
And he's 32 years old. He's trying to play a position on defense that
especially with that team has big, tall guys.
Exactly, yeah.
You have Sherman, you have Chancellor, you have Brian Browner again.
Especially with the game that is transitioning to tall corners. Yeah, I just don't see it happening anytime soon. It's probably unlikely he's going to sign with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He hasn't played in the NBA since 2015, and he hasn't played football for 10 years.
Yeah, he was playing basketball in Israel, professional football there.
Professional basketball.
Professional. Oh, did I say football? Oh, yeah, professional basketball. Oh, yeah.
It's okay. We're talking about football. It's a football podcast. It's okay.
But yeah, he was playing professional basketball in Israel and decided to pursue a NFL career.
Yeah, he signed in the Israel Basketball Premier League with Hapoel Tel Aviv.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Right.
He scored a season-high 45 points in a playoff game against Hapoel Jerusalem, and he averaged 16.2 points a game, 1.6 rebounds, 2.9 assists, and 1.8 steals. Not bad.
Yeah, but did you know that he actually did play football at the University of Washington?
Yeah, I say that's
on a scholarship.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He hasn't played 10 years, but he's familiar with the sport.
Exactly.
And he's been a friend of I just had it and I lost it. Pete Carroll's for a long time.
Okay.
Apparently, he's been a friend of Pete Carroll's for a while. He's a weird guy too. You know, he does a lot of interesting things.
Who, Pete Carroll or Nate Robinson?
Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
When he was with the Nuggets, he announced that he would wear number 10 to honor soccer player Lionel Messi, who he had never met at that point, as far as I know. He just enjoyed the way he plays, I guess. But yeah, he hasn't played in the NFL. NBA. He has never played in the NFL, but he hasn't played in the NBA since 15 with the Pelicans and the Clippers.
Yeah,
and a little bit of the Nuggets there.
Yeah, and then those are pretty. I think his last team, it didn't last that long.
The Pelicans, no. He signed to a 1-year deal on October 16th. On October 29th, he was waived by the Pelicans after playing the team's first 2 regular season games.
Remember, he wasn't. He just had a pretty average career. 11 years, actually. And
11 years. Not a bad career. He is a 3-time slam dunk champ.
Exactly, yeah. That's what he's most known for.
Yeah, little guy, but he gets up there. He was a first-round pick overall by the Suns.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, he's not retired. He's still currently in the currently a professional. Yeah, he's still currently a professional player, but he is currently a free agent. But I would be interested to see him playing the NBA. It's not going to happen. As far as Pete Carroll said, he finds it very unlikely. So,
but when he did play for the University of Washington back in I think in 2002, he did play all 13 games the last year he played, and he started the last 6. So he does have a little bit of experience of actually being on the field.
Yeah, he intercepted 2 passes and made 34 tackles.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it says he was originally enrolled on a football scholarship with Washington, but to concentrate on the basketball. He decided to concentrate on basketball his sophomore year. But, yeah, he did play 13 games in 2002.
Yeah.
Started the final 6, like you said, as cornerback. And he included a Sun Bowl start.
Yeah, okay. That was pretty good. It's pretty big.
So, guys, look out for Nate Robinson on your NFL screens coming up this fall.
Yeah, and
probably not.
Yes, and in case you didn't figure out the player that you thought it was, no, it is not LeBron James.
Yes, it's not LeBron James, as everybody wants him to go play for the Cleveland Browns. So
you almost said Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, I mean, that's where he is currently.
Yeah.
That's an easy mistake.
Actually, I don't think LeBron James would. Like, don't get me wrong, he's tall, but I don't know if
he's a huge guy, but he's soft.
I don't think. You kidding me? He flops, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can play a contact sport. Get out of my face.
Come on.
But yeah, you know what?
But this isn't a basketball podcast. So.
Exactly. Do you have any news to hype for the next show? We talk about Art Briles next show.
Yes, Art Briles.
We're gonna talk about Joey Bosa a little bit. And we're gonna talk about everybody's favorite one-day fantasy football.
Yeah, for your fantasy
sites.
Players out there, we got some news for you.
Do you have anything you want to hype other than that? Anything you want to drop a bombshell next episode?
No, actually, I do not.
Okay, well, that's rightfully so.
Yeah, not today.
Then we're going to go ahead and end on that note. As always, I'm Alex.
And I'm Jeremiah.
Something we always forget to tell you is you can actually also follow us on Instagram. It's the exact same as our Twitter. It's GSMC_football. So if you go to Twitter and Instagram.
There's no pictures on it yet, but don't worry. Just follow us anyway.
Yeah, there'll be cool stuff.
There'll be pictures on it. There'll be videos.
Yeah.
We can do videos.
Do videos in studio.
Yeah, man, we got to do it for Divine.
Okay, it's Instagram for one.
I know.
And then you can find us on Facebook, obviously, at the Golden State Media Concepts Football Podcast. You can find us on our website at
GSMCpodcast.com.
Yep, and I don't have the link for football memorized, but
I don't either.
I have to put it
in there.
I have to put it in our show notes when we upload this, and it's not just like football. It's confusing. But if you go on the portfolio, you can see all of the wonderful shows of our network, which we've told you many times. I don't feel like saying them all right now, but that's how many amazing shows there are.
They're all beautiful, man.
All beautiful, yeah. Jeremiah, like we told you last episode, is doing episode 2 of his baseball show tomorrow with my sports and soccer co-host Ben. So keep tuning into that. There's some great news coming at you there on that front. And I have nothing else to say, Jeremiah.
I have nothing else to say either.
I guess we will see you guys on our next episode.
Yes, we will.
You stay classy there, everybody. And
stay classy there, America.
Planet Earth. And we will see you guys next time.